Serenity, is your leg doing all right?
Oh, hi, Dad.
I heard that you took a fall down the stairs at school today.
Yeah, I wasn't really paying attention and slipped down the whole flight of them. But besides a couple bangs and bruises, the only real damage was a slight sprain in my left ankle. It's bad enough where I'm being sent home for the day, but it's not that bad, so you don't have to worry about it.
I see. Must be bad enough, though, if you're being sent home.
Well, I only have one period left, so instead of staying at school barely able to walk, they said it's better I go home and rest. That last period is gym as well, so there's really no point in me going if I'm not able to move much.
Well, at least it's not too painful for you right now. By the way, I haven't been able to get in touch with your mum at all today.
Oh, I see. Same with myself. Someone from the school office tried to give her a call as well, telling her about what happened, but she didn't pick up. They gave her office a call as well, but they said she wasn't at work right now.
What is she up to right now, then?
The person from her work said that she might be driving right now, and that's why she hasn't been able to answer.
Ah, that might be the case. But it's been a little bit now, and she still hasn't gotten back to me. Also, sorry about me not being able to call back right away.
Don't worry about it. At least you're texting me now about this. Did you make it over to Minnesota then for your business trip? I'd assume so because you're able to text with me now. Well, anyway, luckily the school got a hold of Grandma and she's on her way with the car right now to get me.
Oh, is that right? She did say to me last week that today she'd have the day off.
Well, since she's on her way, I'll be fine.
Sounds good. I'll make sure to come back from this trip soon, so don't get too crazy with that ankle of yours.
All right. Have a fun time over there.
Hey, thank you.
Dad, I'm in trouble. I need help right now.
What's going on, Serenity? Don't tell me you fell on that ankle again. I really hope that nurse didn't mess up and it's actually broken or something.
No, this isn't about my leg. I just got home a second ago and limped up to the door to unlock it, but for some reason it was already open. I thought that maybe I forgot to lock the door before going to school today, so I just let myself in. But right as I walked through the front door, a man I have never seen before came at me from the toilet.
Huh?
The moment he saw me, he started to scream at me, saying to not come into other people's houses like that. And then he pushed me outside and slammed the door before locking it on me.
Don't tell me you accidentally went to the wrong house.
I didn't, Dad. This is our house. I know it. Grandma was the one to drop me off here as well, so there's no way this is the wrong house.
That's true. What the heck is going on there, then?
I don't think I should be saying something like this to you, Dad.
What do you have to say?
There's a car with the company's name that Mom works for written on it parked in front of the house on the road.
What? So, her company car then?
Yeah. I also saw a woman that looked like Mom in her suit running for it out of the back. I'm not sure it was her, though, or not, because she ran past so quickly that I couldn't see her face. And then she got into that company car.
I see. So, that is her company's car then?
I'm not sure I should think this about her, but...
I know, Serenity. I know.
Right now things are too crazy and scary here, so I'm going to stay at Grandma's house. I'm not sure who that was in the house or what he will do, so I'm just going to stay away from here.
Alright. Please go and stay with her then. I don't want you getting any more hurt than you already are. I'm going to try giving your mum one more call, and if she doesn't answer, I might have to call the police. Until I say it's okay for you to go back to the house, stay with your grandma.
Alright. I'm sorry for texting you like this while you're working.
Don't worry about that. This is an emergency, so I'm glad you told me about it. Please go to your grandma's and relax now. Emily? Where are you right now?
I'm out on my break right now. And what's going on with you, Sam? What about your work?
I'm already in Minnesota now, and have some time on my hands to talk.
What?
And all those calls you got from me were about how Serenity sprained her ankle at school today. She got the rest of the day off, and her school and I were trying to reach you about it.
She got the rest of the day off?
She only had one period left, and I think it was gym class or something, so they just sent her home.
Ah, I see. Well, the reason I wasn't able to answer it all is because I've been on the road. So that must mean that Serenity will be getting home really soon here, right?
No, my mum will be taking care of her today. She was the first person to pick up the call from the school, so she went in to pick Serenity up. She took Serenity back home with her, and that's where she's staying at the moment.
Ah, I see. I didn't know that happened.
Anyway, until either myself or you get home, my mum will be looking after her and her sprained ankle.
Well, that's good to hear that she's doing all of that for Serenity.
Now, I'm getting back to work.
I have to get back to work as well here, so I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, Dad? You're a bit worried about Mom now, aren't you?
What?
Sorry for talking about this so suddenly. I'm having lunch right now, so I thought I'd text you about this.
Well, I'm on my lunch as well right now, so we can talk if you want. Why would you ask me something like that?
Well, this is the follow-up to what happened the day I got home from school early. I told you about how Mom's company car was parked by the house and how I saw who I thought was her running to it, right?
Well, yeah.
You don't have to hide how you feel about this, Dad. We both know what's going on with her now. Remember how Mom would always go on about how she never had her own company car and always had to share? Well, I think she came to the house that day with the man that kicked me out, and that's why the car was parked outside. She probably never told that man about how she had a daughter in high school or something, and that's why things ended up the way they did that afternoon.
Serenity.
Dad, when I came home from school that day, I walked into Mom having an affair.
You don't have to tell me that.
Dad?
I'm sorry that you had to witness something like that from your own mother. Just leave the rest of this to me, please.
Okay then. Well, that's all I'll say. I'm going with you, Dad, wherever you go, okay?
Serenity. Right now, I'm in the middle of collecting evidence of your mum cheating on me. But when the time comes, I'll let you know what I plan to do, and what'll happen after that. I'm sorry, but can you just keep quiet about all of this for a little longer?
Alright. I'll be fine, Dad.
I'm sorry to ask you that, but thank you. Emily, where are you right now?
I'm on my break right now. What do you need?
This isn't anything we need to talk about right now if you're busy.
Is that right? Well, then I'm sorry to say this, but I'm getting back to work right now, so we can talk later on.
I see. You must be really busy there then. Busy with that man you brought over to the house and all. Well, I'm sorry to say, but I just sold the house, so hurry up and leave there, please.
What? You sold the house? What are you going on about? Also, what man? Right now I'm on my break at work, Sam.
I know, Emily. You're on your break from work right now, and during your break you bring that man to our house and mess around with him there.
Huh?
And that man happened to get a duplicate of the house's key from you. So he comes to the house first sometimes, and then once you've parked your company car out in front of the house on the road, you go inside for a little bit to join him. You both go up to our bedroom and get whatever pleasure you want from one another before you have to get back to work. Normally you both go out on dates and things like that when I'm not in town. And when money is low and you don't have enough for dates, you both use the house instead. Right?
No way. How?
2 months ago, or about that, Serenity came home from school early due to her sprained ankle. Do you remember that?
I remember. Your mom went to the school and got her for us because she was the first to get back to the school about it. And then Serenity stayed at your mom's house for a while, right?
Actually, before she went to my mum's house, she went home, thinking that everything would be all right there.
What?
During that time, Serenity walked into the house after realizing the door was unlocked, and she was met by your boyfriend coming out of the bathroom.
Huh?
Your boyfriend had no idea that you had yourself a daughter who was in high school. He screamed at her saying that she can't come into random people's houses like that before he kicked her out.
He never told me anything about that.
So you know about him, hmm? Does this mean we can agree that you've been cheating on me with him then?
Wait a second.
Whether you want to confess to it or not, I already have all the proof I need of you cheating. So you're not going to fool me anymore.
You're kidding me. So because of that one instance, you were able to catch on to everything?
And that's why that house is sold now.
What?
You had a man that Serenity had no clue about in that house alone with her, and he screamed at her before kicking her out. She is scared to death now, going to the house all on her own, and she doesn't even want to live there anymore. You think that either of us want to live in the same house that you were cheating on me in? No way.
Hold on a second, Sam. Does this mean that both you and Serenity have moved already?
That's right. We've moved.
No way. Come on now, Sam. I just started to have a look around the house right now, and both your things and hers are all gone.
We learned that you'd always bring your boyfriend over in the afternoon to have sex with him. So this morning we took care of all our things before you came. In 2 days, the new owners of the house will be there, so you need to leave soon.
In 2 days?
I'll make sure to talk to your parents about everything that's happened for you.
Huh?
I'm sure you'll be able to go back to their house and live there, so don't get too worried.
What? You can't do that to me. You understand that both my parents hate people that are not faithful when married, right? So don't tell me to calm down right now. Are you trying to pick on me now?
Oh, does it sound like I'm picking on you right now? Also, I've already made sure to talk with your boyfriend's parents about all this.
What?
I can't believe that he was hiding the fact that he has a kid from you as well. And on top of that, he's already divorced, but still talks with his ex-wife's parents.
What? No!
Now, just a second ago, his parents sent him a very scary message. I'm sure that he's looking at that message from them right in front of your eyes, right?
Huh? How could you tell them about all of this?
Well, that's how the cookie crumbles, I guess. So now that you're aware of all that, the next step between you and I is talking about divorce and what that entails.
Divorce?
Anyway, if you have anything else to say to me over text, please talk to my lawyer about it first.
You're terrible. I was thinking at least with this divorce I'd still be able to marry my boyfriend. But now that you told him about how I was already married to you while this was going on, he's run off and I can't get an answer from him. Also, I was thinking that I could meet with Serenity today and talk with her, so I waited outside the school. But when she came out to leave the school, she just ignored me and walked off with her friends. I am that child's mother. You are stealing everything I had. You're a jerk. And now you're asking to get a settlement from me as well? You are a frickin' demon. Satan! How about you pick up your dang phone, Sam?
That last group of messages I got from Emily seemed to me like she was very upset. So I waited a couple more days to go and talk with her while my lawyer was with me, and that seemed to help make her shut up. My lawyer told her that she needed to pay me in one payment and would also be paying child support for a few more years. And then he finished by saying that I'd be blocking her number and all her social media accounts so that she could never get a hold of me again. After that, she ended up paying me the settlement and would begin paying child support every month. I was also thinking about getting a settlement from her boyfriend, but felt bad because he never knew that Emily was married. But a little while after the divorce, his sister came to my house and apologized to me for everything he had done, made sure that he'd send me some money as an apology. With that, well, I'd say that I'm happy with the outcome. At about the same time as the divorce, Emily was fired from her job. The reason for that being she used the company car to come all the way back to the house on her breaks to cheat on me. Also, both of her parents ended up cutting ties with her. Emily had literally lost everything, including her parents' love, and left town to go find somewhere no one would find her. Even to this day, I'm not sure where she is, but I do know that she's still alive somewhere and making money, as I'm still getting child support from her every month. As for myself and Serenity, after everything, we moved to the other side of town, into a house close to my parents' home. I'm still working my same old job, and since Serenity is old enough to take care of herself most of the time, I don't have to worry about anyone being there to watch her. Also, with us being so close to my parents now, she feels a lot more comfortable coming home, knowing that if there ever is another stranger in the home, she can run right over to their house and wait for me.
What the hell do you think you're doing?
Oh, hi, Dad.
Don't hey Dad me. You have some explaining to do, young lady.
What do you mean? Did I do something wrong?
I just found out that you're planning on letting Jacob walk down the aisle on your wedding day. Is that true?
Oh, so that's what this is about. Yeah, it's true that he'll be walking me too. But I don't see a problem here.
Don't see the problem? Have you lost it? Why is he, who need I remind you is not your father, going to walk you down? I am your father. If anything, I should be the only one to walk you that day.
But Dad, you know how important he is to me.
So you're telling me that your mommy's boyfriend is more important to you than me? And to think all I've ever done is love you?
Okay, where is this coming from?
As your father, I refuse to let someone else walk you.
Someone else? Dad, it's Jacob. He's been with us ever since you left. Don't make him sound like a stranger or something. He's family.
I don't care what you have to say. That man is not a part of my family. I can't let him walk you down the aisle. I refuse.
Well, this isn't your decision. It's mine. And besides, it's not like I'm choosing Jacob over you. As I remember, both of you are going to walk me. You are my biological father. Divorced or not, nothing will ever change that.
Exactly. And as your biological father, the right to walk you down the aisle should belong to me and only me.
Do you hear yourself? I said you're my father. I didn't say you're my only father. Jacob might not be my blood relative, but he's been with me and Mom ever since I can remember. He showed up on my every birthday, and he'll make time out to attend every school parent-teacher meeting I ever had. Even when I left for my college interview, he was there with me. And that's just for the academic stuff. He was always there for me for other stuff too. Times when I needed you, but you didn't show up.
That again! How many times have I told you? Someone had to be working to provide you and your mom. I couldn't be there because I was working.
I understand that. That's why I'm not mad or anything. I know you were trying your best. But try to understand that Jacob's been an important father figure to me. I can't just not let him be there for me at such an important occasion. Especially when he was the one to ask to walk me. How could I have said no?
What? You mean he asked to walk you? You didn't even ask him yourself.
Well, yeah. But even if he hadn't offered, I would have asked him anyway. The fact that he was so persistent just shows how much he cares for me. So please don't create a scene or anything. Don't ruin my wedding.
I'm hurt that you even think of your own man like that. Why would I create a scene?
Because that's what you always do. I don't know why you hate Jacob so much, but you usually always want to be around me and Mom when he's involved. And then it's always something about him that you say you can't stand.
That's not true.
Yes, it is. Even now, you say you were too busy to attend my wedding, your own daughter's wedding. But as soon as you found out Jacob would be coming, you suddenly had time for me too.
I told you I had a meeting that day. I had to reschedule it.
So it's nothing to do with Jacob, like, at all?
Of course not.
Okay, if you don't have a problem about him attending the wedding, then you should have a problem with him walking me down the aisle either. Especially since you'll be walking me down too.
It's not like I have a problem with him or anything. I just don't understand why he has to be there too.
Dad, I'm not going to go over this again. It's already decided, and I can't cancel on him last minute either. Is that clear? Hello? Hey, hon. Remind me again, did you want the tulips or the roses? The tulips, Mom. That's what I thought. Just wanted to confirm. Thanks again for helping me out with the arrangements and all. I really appreciate it. Well, if I didn't help my own daughter plan her wedding, then what kind of mother would I be? Speaking of, are you sure there isn't anything else you want? Any changes whatsoever? Once I sign the deal with the manager, we won't be able to make any changes in the future, you know? Yes, I'm aware, and I think we're all set. So you're certain you don't want any changes? Not at all? Like, even on the guest list? Yeah, why do you keep asking me that? Do you want me to change something? I just want you to reconsider. Could you at least think it over? About inviting your father to your wedding, I mean. Mom, we talked about this already. I can't cut off my own father like that. I'm getting married, for crying out loud. I'm sure he'll want to be there for me. But you know how he's like. What if he doesn't show up? Or worse, make a scene? I've already discussed it with him. He said that he won't bother anyone. I trust him, so why can't you? It's not that I don't trust him. I'm just worried for you. It'll be fine, Mom. Please. I just want a good wedding, that's all. One where we all come together as a family and just celebrate the big day. So could you guys put your differences aside and just be happy for me? I can't deal with any drama until I'm happily married. You're right. It's your wedding and we should be happy for you. I promise I'll make sure you won't hear any complaints from me. Even if that means being on good terms with that lying, ungrateful little third-faced alcoholic jerk who can't make time for us. I mean, when was the last time he came to visit us? Or even called us? See, you're doing it again. You're calling Dad names again. Well, can you blame me? He deserves it. Some husband he was. He was just a sad excuse of a man, to be honest. You're still doing it. I know you guys aren't on good terms, but please stop. Your whole Tom and Jerry circus affects me too. I hope you guys know that. Seriously, sometimes I wish that the two of you never met. Ever since you guys got divorced, all you do is fight. It was never like that before. I don't remember you guys fighting or even arguing before the time of the divorce. Whatever it was, couldn't you guys have worked it out or something? Like, what suddenly made you want to divorce Dad in the first place? Was it Jacob? Wow, I guess you have grown up a lot, huh? This is the first time I've heard you say all that. I don't think I said anything wrong, though. You said you wanted me to work things out with your father and that I should have divorced him. Do you blame me for how things ended up between us? I didn't say that. I'm not blaming you. I'm just asking what suddenly drove you to take this step. Was it Jacob? Oh God, no. Jacob and I hadn't started dating until after I got divorced. Before that, we were just colleagues. Then why did you divorce Dad? I can't tell you that. Look, he's your father. I can't have you see him any different than to how you already do. Please, Mom, I need to know. Fine, but it will hurt you. But remember that this has nothing to do with you, so please don't look at your father any differently. I didn't want to tell you this, but I guess you're old enough to know. Your father had a drinking problem. Every time he came home late, he would grab a beer or two and chug it down like no tomorrow. It was his way to deal with his office stress, I suppose. I didn't think much of it at first, but after some time, he changed. He would get angry over the littlest thing and then yell and even verbally harass me. I put up with it as much as I could. But one day when he was drunk, he actually hit me. That one slap across the face made me realize that he wasn't the man that I loved anymore. He was something else. and I was afraid that one day he might hit you too. It wasn't safe to be around him since he was quite clear that he won't quit drinking. I had to get us out of there. That's why I filed for divorce and moved in with Jacob since he was the only one who knew about all this. Oh my god, why didn't you tell me this before? How come this is the first time I'm hearing this? You were too young when it happened, and I know how much you care about and look up to your father. I couldn't take that away from you. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry about what I said about you dating Jacob, and about you divorcing Dad. It's alright, dear. You didn't know. Also, I think you're right. We need to make changes to the guest list. I can't have someone like Dad come to my wedding. Who knows what he'll do? If he's drunk or something, what's to stop him from hitting someone else? No, you shouldn't cut him off like that. It's like you said, you want a simple and peaceful wedding, right? A wedding with all your family members to be included and have fun. He's not my family though. What family chooses drinks above their family and then hits them when he's wasted? Or uses work as an excuse to run away from all his responsibilities as a husband and father? That man is nothing but a stranger to me anymore. No, he's your father. What's wrong? I thought you wanted him off the guest list. Yes, but that was before you told me you wanted a peaceful wedding and for the family to come closer again. The only reason I told you the truth about your father was to clear any doubt you have of me in your head. I didn't mean to do you any harm. Mom, I know you mean well. You would never intentionally hurt me. But after hearing your story, I don't think I can feel safe around Dad anymore. Please don't be hard on yourself. This isn't your fault. Just let the manager know that we want to change the guest list before you hand over the final list. I'll let Dad know about my decision too.
Hey, was there some kind of mistake?
Mistake? In what?
They're saying I can't get in. I have the invite, but they're saying I'm not on the guest list for some reason. You mind telling them to let me in? It's getting chilly out here.
Oh my god, you're seriously here? What part of I don't want you to attend my wedding do you not understand?
Huh?
There's no mistake in the guest list. You're not invited. I've told you that months ago. Now, if you excuse me, I have a groom waiting for me.
Hang on, what? You're seriously gonna leave me here in this cold weather? Surely not to your own old man, right?
My old man brought this onto himself. I told you that you're no longer invited, yet you still came. That's on you. Now seriously, I have to go. Bye! What the hell were you thinking? Mom was right. You don't care about anyone else but yourself. You ruined my wedding. Are you satisfied now? I hope you're happy now.
What are you talking about?
I'm surprised you can't even think of playing dumb right now. Are you that heartless?
Oh, come on, Crystal. Don't be like that. You make it sound like I've ruined your wedding or something.
Well, that's what you did.
Oh, please, name one thing I did wrong.
Okay, how about bribing your way inside in the first place? What made you think that was a good idea? Did I tell you that you weren't welcome?
Well, yes, but then I recalled on the number of times you practically begged me to come. So I decided you're probably stressed or something and decided to take it out on me.
You're so unbelievable.
And besides, what kind of daughter would want her own father to attend a wedding?
Me? How many times do I have to tell you? You ruined everything.
How is sneaking my way into my daughter's wedding supposed to ruin it, huh?
It's what you did after that, Dad, like punching Jacob. What the hell was that for?
Well, he deserved it. He was staring at you like a creep. Plus, I saw him hold your arm. I can't allow anyone to touch you like that. Unless it's me or your husband, I guess.
Staring at me. He was just telling me that I look beautiful. He was trying to be nice, Dad. Unlike you, who just decided to straight up tell me that I've put on weight. Like, what the hell was that? How could you even think of saying that? And as far as touching me goes, I tripped on the carpet, and he just caught me from falling. It all happened so quickly that I didn't even realize what happened myself. But I know he saved me from falling, unlike you. What were you even doing staring at your phone the whole time? You didn't even realize that I tripped? Like, how?
I was talking to a client. It was a pretty big deal and all, so I couldn't just leave him hanging.
Seriously, even on my wedding day, all you care about is work. Do you know how embarrassing it was for me when you, of all people, were on the phone the whole time? And then, out of nowhere, you decided to punch Jacob? In what world did you think that was okay? Not only did he fall on the food table, knocking down the wedding cake, but he also broke his arm when he broke that table. He had to be taken to the hospital immediately.
Okay, so I was being overprotective of him touching you. That doesn't mean I was being rude or anything. It's not my fault he fell so hard. You should have been working out to take a hit like a man.
And was it your overprotective nature that also bribed the waiter to dunk a glass of wine on him too? I hope you realize you ruined his very expensive suit. But I'm sure that was your goal, wasn't it?
Oh, come on. Don't doubt your own dad like that.
The waiter was literally in tears, Dad. He admitted to everything he did because he was a wreck with guilt. Unlike you, who probably doesn't give a damn about anyone else but himself. Either way, I hope you never find happiness in your life. You don't deserve it.
Excuse me?
You ruined my wedding. Thanks to you, my in-laws were willing to cancel the wedding because they were concerned about my upbringing, since I have a dad like you and all. It's all to my fiancé who stood up for me during all this. And just so you know, he's a lawyer, and we are going to sue you for everything you've done. So you better be prepared and lawyer up.
Sue me for what?
Let's see. Trespassing into my wedding, bribing, assaulting, and publicly humiliating Jacob. Must I go on? And just so you know, I'm serious this time. I never want to see you again. You're not my father anymore, and I hate you. Crystal and her fiancé won the case in court. The father was charged for assault and bribery. As a result, he had to pay up a large sum of money to help with the medical bills. Jacob and Mom married soon after Jacob's recovery, and yet Crystal was left with enough for her and her husband to buy a new house for themselves. Things were looking up for the newlywed. For the father, however, since he was abandoned by his family and all, he was left alone, and due to the charges applied on him, he was in debt. Rumors spread like wildfire. Rumors about why his family abandoned him. Apparently, no one wants to work with someone without any values. So he's out of the business too, with no family, no lover, and no job. He has it very hard to make both ends meet.